Knowledge means different things to different people, but can we agree that knowledge is empowering? I bet you do. My name is Ololade Uge, and I'm super excited to have you tune into my podcast. Let's toast to knowledge. It is my hope that we learn and grow together on here from the range of topics that we'll be discussing, starting from education and self-improvement to art, society, culture, and spirituality. Essentially, what I'm saying is, I want you to enjoy the ride with me. So stick around. Hey, welcome to another episode of LTTK, Let's Toast to Knowledge. My name is Ololade Uge and I am your host. Now, before I go into today's podcast, I just want to use this opportunity to appreciate every single person listening to me right now. If this is your first time, here is me giving you a virtual hug and just welcoming you to my corner. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope you find it really good here. So welcome. Now on to today's agenda. So the thing is, I have just been thinking of how COVID-19 has altered people's patterns of living. You'll agree with me that quite a number of people have had to adjust to the current economic realities around them. For example, companies have had to alter their processes. They've had to fire a number of people, reduce people's number of hours. And so really what I'm trying to say is that COVID-19 does have a financial implication on our lives, which is why it's important for one to effectively manage one's finances. So today I will be sharing 6 things that you can do to effectively manage your finances, especially in this COVID period. The first point is about budgeting and sticking to your budget. Right now, for me, my budget contains my rent, my health insurance, my grocery shopping, my church donations, and I have something here called miscellaneous, which just contains any unforeseen expenses that may just come up due to one emergency or the other. I think budgeting for me has been very useful because it gives me a picture of how much I'm spending on what every month, and I think it's something that you can try if you don't already do it. Budgeting is very important. Secondly, for me, I think it's important to always list what you need, and needs are different from wants. Basically, needs are the things that you need to survive. I know I'm repeating need, but yeah, every other thing is called a want. It's just basically your desire, and right now I think it would be necessary for you to try to buy what you need and don't try to impress anybody by living above your means. For me, I'm not even trying to impress anyone at my own expense. So before I go grocery shopping, I create my list of food items that I need for the week and I stick religiously to it. Like, you guys, you need to see me when I go grocery shopping. I am so focused in my head. I'm not even seeing anybody. I'm just seeing the milk, I'm seeing the chicken, I'm seeing the rice, I'm seeing where those products are on the counter, and I just grab my cart, pick those items, put it in my cart and leave. Because if I say I want to take my time for grocery shopping, I will end up buying what I did not put on my list. So this is a tip you can use when you're going to buy items that you need. Always write the things you need down before you even go grocery shopping. Check your fridge, check your cupboard, like where you stock up, and see what exactly you're lacking and you actually need, or not what you want, and try to stick to that. Thirdly, it's important for you to really focus on what is necessary and withdraw the unnecessary expenses. And I will give you my personal example. So there's this really nice bread that I like. It's called the butter bread. Like, it's so delicious. But then at some point I had to have a conversation with myself. I was asking myself that, wait, this butter bread is not expensive, because it's more expensive than the regular bread. And so I came to a conclusion that maybe at this point in time, I would just rather buy the normal bread and then get a very nice butter. Finally, I'll have my butter bread. So that was how I resolved that conflict in my head. And I've stopped eating my butter bread. My point is for you to stick to what is necessary right now, and anything that is not necessary, you alone can actually think about what you already buy that you know isn't necessary. So it's important for you to just make those conclusions in your head and stick to what is necessary. Fourthly, I suggest and recommend that you prioritize your expenses. Before you buy anything, try to think of what is important And for me personally, when I'm going shopping for clothes, shoes, bags, I like to take my time, because before I pick anything and pay for it, I'm asking myself, what is the function of this product? For example, I want to get a dress. I'm asking myself, okay, the color of this dress, is it very selective? If it is very selective, that means I'll have to buy a particular shoe to go with it. How useful will it be? How many times am I going to be wearing it? So these are conversations I have with myself, and I think it's also important if you can have those conversations before you buy anything. Think about the functionality, think about how you're going to use it, where you're going to use it, how frequent you're going to use it, and this will help you to make a better informed decision. The fifth tip that I will give to you is to value what you have. I mean, if wishes were horses, I would have bought a car, I would have moved out of my apartment into a better world, I would have changed my phone, I would have done so many things though. But right now, I'm actually very comfortable. I'm comfortable with what I have, and I think what I have works quite well. This period is not the time for me to engage in any unnecessary expenses. Instead, I'm going to use what I have and cherish it. And lastly, my point for today is for you to save. Like really, when my money comes in, after calculating my budget, I now know what is left, and then I take out a particular percentage into my savings. And savings are very important. For example, let's take the people who got fired in this period. Imagine if you did not have something to fall back on, it will be tougher. So someone who was saving and got fired from a job has a better chance of surviving than a person who wasn't saving at all. So which is why it is very important to save for emergencies. I have come to the end of this podcast, but before I leave, I'll just give you a quick recap. I talked about 6 things that you can do to effectively manage your finances. The first was budgeting. The second was listing the things that you need and sticking to your list when you go shopping. The third was focusing on what is necessary and withdrawing every unnecessary expense. The fourth was prioritizing your expenses. The fifth was valuing what you have, and the last one was saving. And I hope that you can find these tips useful. And that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Meanwhile, you can keep in touch with me on social media. My name is Ololade Ugeye, you already know, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you can even write me an email if you will. My email address is mailbeolola@gmail.com. So guys, until next time, LTTK, you know what it is. Let's toast to knowledge. Bye.